Go.
Hey guys, Justin here with Rampengu Nation, and I just got second place at the Lansing Michigan Regional. I used Maliss in the post-Jugo format, and I went 8-1, just losing to another person who played Maliss, and I lost him because he played Lancea. But anyway, let's get into the profile. The played under the new time rules was pretty good. But yeah, second place with Maliss, new format was pretty good. So standard, 2 Dormouse, 2 Rabbit, 2 Chesty's not really standard, but I didn't want to do too many Maliss names. And then 2 Marcher. Again, I didn't want too many names. Only 2 backup because the ratios of my deck are super weird, but the reason they are is because every card is applicable in this deck and I built it a lot with math, so there's a lot of weird 1 of 2 of ratios, but a lot of cards you don't want to draw multiple of that are hard ones per turn. So 1 Wizard, 2 Underground, 1 Gold Sark, 1 Terraforming, 1 Malice in Underground, and then I did play GWC. It's a cool new rarity. This one has the stamp on it. 1 MTP. And then to round out, to just make every name more consistent, I played a card that was just everything in my deck, which was 1 Signet Mining. I just wanted it to be Wizard, Dormouse, or any card when I wanted it to be. And this works because I played 6 Charmies in my main deck. So I just wanted another card that was just another starter or extender. That's why I liked it over Meet You. So that's it for the main Malice cards. Then I played Sky Striker cards instead of Beast Shields because they play better in the Lancea and sometimes you get better profit because of Thrust. So I played 1 Engage, 1 Hornet Drones, and then this is where everything gets really nice. The 1 Call By makes sense, 1 Talents. Then I played 1 Thrust, and then I wanted another card that had 2 copies in my deck because Thrust became any card in my deck. And it was 1 more Geki because this was super good into Yummy and into the Canine board, believe it or not. Because this basically cleared all the Canine monsters like C104, Ripper, yada yada, and most TCG players don't play Hound. So when they have the rank up spell, they can't rank up into Hound, they can only rank up into Werewolf. So this clears everything kind of. But the VS monsters you don't really care because you're playing Malice, you have Impulse. So for the hand traps, I played 3 Ash Blossom, makes sense. This is where everything is kind of wild. So it was 3 Fualos, 2 Perulia, and then 1 Meowth because I wanted a variety of the Charmies because sometimes you play into Yummy, sometimes you play into Wary decks where Meowth hits, and sometimes Perulia is completely dead. But if you start Fualos, you have a probability of drawing into different Charmies that you can use. Ideally, 7 might have been correct to 2 Meowths, but I like the 6 Charmies a lot because you can turn them into Almirage. Then 1 Nib. I kind of wish this was Bell into Yummy and other decks just because there's a lot of Draco Tail and Bell would have been better. For the traps, it's only 2 Imperm because again I wanted to play Thrush, Rageki, all those were cards, so I wanted different variety of cards in my deck because I was playing Charmies and I want to draw into a variety of cards. And then to round it off, the best card in the format in my opinion is Impulse. This card is insane. Hits Surprise, hits Yummy Synchros, hits Holly Seata Hand, hits Jokul, hits infinite cards, hits No Devil. This card is the whole reason to play Malice, honestly. Alright, so that's it for the main deck. Queen 40, extra deck. 1 Nib token, 1 Sky Striker token, 1 Ally Code Talker, 1 Access Code, 1 Firewall. Firewall was kind of the hit or miss, but my friend convinced me to play it last minute. It comes up sometimes when you want to bounce back troll, when you troll yourself into Charmies. 1 Cryptor, 1 Binder, 1 Ransom. Those make sense. Those are the links. 1 SP, 1 Splash, 1 Haggados. This comes up with the striker cards because the Hornet Drone token can't be tributed because of its own effect. So if they ever nib you while you keep Hornet on field, you could just convert the nib token and the other token into Haggados and just continue playing. 1 Wicked, 1 IP. Never made this. I honestly would cut this for another Link 1, Link Disciple, honestly. 1 Link Spider, 1 Kagari for the Hornet, 1 Almirage to convert the Charmies into guys so we could back up, and then the 1 Lingaribo. The only thing I would change is cut the IP for Link Disciple, so Access could have more attributes. You don't really need the second Link. Alright, that's it for the extra deck, and then the side deck. This side deck was pretty weird because I played 10 1-ofs. So for the side, to start with the only 3-0, which is 3 droll, this card's insane. It's second into VS, it's nice. Second into Crystron, it's nice. Going first, it's actually really broken. Because if you mid-combo a droll, you basically win the game. If they Charmy you, you droll yourself, and then you firewall it back to your hand. So you just never lose to Charmies, and everybody's only siding Meowls, which is the whole reason I played Maliss. So they're going to only have Meowls, Foalosin versus you, which is in Perulia, which is their only realistic cards. So you just droll yourself, firewall it back, and you just win the game against any deck, usually. I did the 2 extra Meowls because I always side this into Yummy. I didn't side the 3rd Perulia because against VS, you're siding in Droll, Perulia, and Foalos, but against Yummy, you're only siding in Meowls and Foalos, so the math just makes sense versus 8 and 6 in each of the matchups. So here's where everything is weird because it's all one-ofs. One shifter because it's a blowout versus Draco Tail and Yummy. The second Nibiru because I wanted another card versus Yummy. This could again been Bell, only other card I would have considered. One Blackout for Thrust. The second Thrust. The 1 Harpies, 1 Regeki. I know these all look weird, but the whole reason is because you could draw these cards off your Charmies and your side patterns like make these better because you're taking out redundant cards out of your deck for like more versatile cards. And then 1 Lightning Storm, same logic with Regeki, Harpies, Thrust. 1 Barrier, this was for Thrust as well. 1 Rivalry and 1 Gozen. These were insane. I side them into everything, even like Maliss and other decks too, because there comes a point in the game where they put weird attributes in the field or types and they don't play around these cards and they just win. So against like Draco Tail, this actually does a bunch. Against like Yummy, it does something. Against VS, it's super insane because you're going to have Charmies, Drolls, etc. You're going to have this in your hand and they can never win the game because their only out is SP. So I definitely recommend playing both of these. I already said the changes I'm making the deck. I really like them. A few shoutouts I'd like to give. Shoutouts to Megan for recording this awesome deck profile. Very awesome affair. Shout out to the Studs group chat. Shoutouts for everybody who still plays Maliss. I think this is still the best deck. And it's well positioned in the format because nobody's siding Lancea. Shout out to Finny and Max. This is one of his mats. It's pretty cool. It's a Naruto Sage of the Six Paths mat. He just did a Yummy mat. Be sure to check out Ophidian Games and use code Ophidian5. And shout outs to everyone. I've currently have 88 Worlds points and gonna keep trying to make the playoffs this year. Alright, this is Justin from Penguin Nation and see you guys.